See what we can do.
Dude, he's electric.
What is this?
You got to know when.
Boogie, woogie, woogie. Yeah, I know this one. That's what I thought this was.
It's electric.
Did I make up the boogie woogie part, or is that a real part of the song? That's a real part of the song. Where is it? Where is it?
I don't remember it having so many wacky.
There it was. They said it. There it is. Okay, I thought I made that up
the whole time.
I thought I really outed myself. I'll tell you where this used to play. You know where I feel like I used to hear this? Skating rink. You go to the skating rink, Arcan?
I was going to say outside of the junior high school birthday parties you weren't invited to.
No, junior high. This song wasn't junior high. What are you, nuts?
Stood outside the window.
You're younger than me. This song wasn't junior high.
I don't know.
I feel like I was like 5 at the roller skating rink.
I have no idea when this came out. You could tell me this came out in 1970 or 2002. I would have no clue.
I was zipping around the roller skating rink listening to this one.
Were you skating or
forwards?
This song came out in 1990.
Backwards.
This came out in 1990?
Yeah. I honestly, junior high. I'm like, I don't even think I was in first grade. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is like what we'd play at dances and stuff.
This?
Yeah.
What?
We'd play this, then we'd play Limp Bizkit, and all the teachers would get super mad. They'd be like, "Don't play that Limp Bizkit." Break stuff. All the 12-year-old boys would go crazy.
Yeah.
Put electric boogie back on.
Yeah.
Try to pick up chairs like
more electric boogie.
No, they would like play this because when they put on other songs, the boys would pick up all the cafeteria chairs and pretend like they were in wrestling with them.
Mm-hmm. Like they were Woodstock.
Yeah, totally. 12-year-old guy, 39-year-old men don't still do that.
Meanwhile, me and my friends were like by the window playing the pass out game where you push on your other friend's like trachea or something and they pass out next to the window.
You did that, huh?
What?
Yeah.
I remember reading about
that.
Kids
Sounds like a bad
that.
TikTok challenge. That's a real thing.
Oh, yeah. The pass out game. That's what we used to do.
Yeah, they make each other faint. It was after me, but I remember hearing about that.
This wasn't a North End thing.
No.
They weren't playing that game. I'm saying none of us.
Pass out game in the North End is a different
kind of game.
None of us
were doing stuff that the teachers liked at the middle school dances.
Got it. Well, I'm surprised this was still getting play at the middle school. I feel like middle school dances, it was like Shania Twain or something like that. I don't know. We were listening to it at the middle school dances.
You're missing the point. They would put this on to calm down the preteens.
Yeah, they tried to calm us down.
Because we'd be like, ew, this song sucks.
Let's go back and choke each other in the bathroom instead.
I mean, pretty much. Almost exactly.
This dance is lame. Let's go choke each other.
Sometimes they'd be like, let's just leave it, go walk by the train station.
So that's Juju Smith-Schuster on the electricity that Malik Cunningham brings to the Patriots offense. Tommy Curran told you guys on Friday, and if you missed any part of that interview, you can go back.
He put it only where Rager could get it, and he just drops it. Right through his hands.
Yeah. Joe Braverman, producer extraordinaire here on the Six Rings postgame show with the most apropos, cutting like a knife, and it does not feel all right musical rejoin. Boy, there are just so many plays we could come back with that are just, that one hurt right in the rib.
That's all he said? You can get kicked out for saying someone's name now? At least with Westbrook, they like changed the name a little bit. What if a guy just sits
was
there
he
and
like
goes,
a PA announcer being like Kyrie Irving and like
I want this guy ejected. It's like he's the PA announcer, Kyrie. That's
fouls on Kyrie Irving. Get him out of here.
Hey, that's enough. No one says my name into a microphone. Okay.
Is this like this year's version of Will Smith? Like, keep my name.
Kyrie just walking around slapping everybody. I'm sure the guy didn't just say
Hart
Kyrie.
right now. Here is Joe Braverman with What's Trending.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays 6 to 10.
Now, here's What's Trending on WEEI.
Trending Now is brought to you by Jackson Lumber. Injury report is out for the Patriots and Dolphins getting ready to square off on Sunday. Ty Montgomery, Calvin Anderson did not practice. However, Keon White was back in limited fashion after missing last week with a concussion. Vidarian Lowe was also a limited participant, nursing an ankle injury. On the other side for Miami, Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, they're back at practice. Hill told reporters, quote, I am playing in regards to this Sunday. And also breaking within the last hour, Jalen Ramsey, barring any setbacks, will be activated off of injured reserve and will make his season debut this Sunday after coming off a meniscus tear. Some roster moves were also made by the Pats. They added receiver Jalen Reagor to the 53-man roster, and Malik Cunningham is back as he's been added to the practice squad. The Bruins are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to town for a 7 p.m. puck drop. A Bruins win tonight will put them at 7-0-0, which would be the best start in franchise history, surpassing the 1937-38 team. Off the ice, Coach Jim Montgomery announced that Milan Lucic will be out for a couple of weeks with a lower body injury, and Jacob Lauko is out for at least a week after suffering a cut to his face last Tuesday in Chicago. Week 8 of the NFL gets underway tonight with the Bucs traveling to Buffalo to face the Bills. You can listen to Westwood One's coverage of Thursday Night Football following the Rich Keefe Show with coverage starting at 7:30. Contractors, builders, and homeowners, visit Jackson Lumber and Millwork for all your residential remodeling or commercial building materials and supplies. Jackson Lumber and Millwork, providing solutions and delivering results since 1946. I'm Joe Braverman, and that's what's trending on WEEI and WEEI.com.
Because entertainment factor, a lot of times, modern football, we tie into the offense, right? Like, It's great to play great defense, but unless you're strip sacking big plays on defense, we say, okay, defense kept you in the game. Now you need some plays offensively. They have had no plays offensively. Your best play is from a guy who most Patriots fans could not pick out of a lineup, Pharaoh Brown, right? That's your best play of the year. I think they will have more big plays tomorrow, maybe even some schemed up, maybe some Billy O'Brien. You know, I said Alex Cora put his on the table. Maybe Billy O'Brien will come out with some creative ways to make some plays.
So what you're saying, Andy, is you want that whole offense to stand on the star at midfield and just scream out to the world.
Are you not entertained?
Yes.
Are you not entertained?
Yes.
Joe, well played. You know what? It was a long walk to get there. You shot your shot. You called it, and you know what? I was very entertained. That was well done.
Love it.
You know what? I would love if the world, and we'll get to the referendum on Mac Jones in a little bit. Where in the world Colin Cowherd came up with his and J Mac's take on the whole idea.
48. Not to go full ESPN 30 for 30 on you, but what if I told you that the Boston Celtics blew another 20-point lead?
They blew another. They blew a 19-point lead.
Yes, that is
in
correct.
Utah.
A 19-point lead in Utah against the Jazz yesterday. And Derek White didn't play a single minute in the fourth quarter.
Stop it. But Jason Tatum, I'm sure, was clutch and had points in the first, third, and fourth quarter also, didn't he?
I am going to say no.
I don't think he did.
No, he did not. What if I told you that the Boston Celtics simply couldn't hold double-digit leads?
What if I told you that a former assistant coach on the Boston Celtics staff would go on to carve his own legacy and take a bunch of mediocre B-level talents and Lauri Markkanen and hold Jason Tatum to 15 points?
What if I told you that Boston Celtics superstar Jason Tatum would shoot 4 of 12 from the field and simply not be able to throw a rock in the ocean?
What if I told you that disgruntled tweener and sixth man Grant Williams would start at the small forward spot and have a big game from beyond the arc and then try to run into 4 Jazz defenders and try to score it over their head
and get blocked by Kessler,
smoked by Walker
Grant
Kessler,
Williams,
who looks like a filled out Tyler Devin. I have never seen this kid in my life. Walker Kessler going up there.
Now this wasn't some
something mean about him.
This wasn't some random player, right? Like it's a player we all would have heard of.
You know his name. You know his name.
Fan favorite.
Oh, a fan favorite.
That makes me change my. This was not a fan favorite, so now I'm changing my guess.
Well, some might say
a fan favorite in Boston or elsewhere.
He was well known. He was a well-known player.
Okay, I've changed my guess now.
Okay.
This is less of a bad faith guess.
I have not changed anything. I don't know why I'm confident. I'm strangely confident in this. I could be not even close.
Here we go. Before the start of the 09 season, this Celtic fractured his thumb getting in a fight with his friend that started in a car and spilled out into a street in Waltham. He missed 6 weeks, got suspended by the team. I'm talking, of course, about...
I said Tony Allen.
Tony Allen is wrong. Mego?
Glenn Davis?
Big Baby Davis is correct. It was Big Baby Davis. That is the one. That is the one.
What was your original guess?
Rondo.
Rondo
did have a weird injury.
He did that at one point in 15, I
Fell
think.
out of a bathtub or something?
I was
later.
like, I knew he had a weird injury, but it did feel too early because it was like when Celtic stuff was falling apart.
Right. Rondo, let's get to Joe Braverman, who's the youth of WEI.
Now, here's what's trending on WEEI.
Youth of WEEI, and I'm older than Terp. Okay, then. Celtics keep their winning ways going last night over the 76ers. 125-119 your final score. Celtics remain undefeated at home. Philly did not have Joel Embiid or Tyrese Maxey. The Celtics also were shorthanded, obviously without Kristaps Porzingis, but they didn't have Jason Tatum either for the fourth quarter, as he was ejected at the end of the third for arguing an offensive foul call. Here's his explanation of his ejection in the postgame.
I've been in the league long enough. I've seen a lot worse behavior and reactions get tolerated for a lot longer. So, for those two to throw me out the game, I was shocked. And, it's like you always say, get your money's worth, right? We get fined for these texts. And I definitely did not get my money's worth for getting thrown out the game tonight.
Jason Tatum and Derek White finished with 21 points. Al Horford and Jaylen Brown contributed 20 as well. The Seas will now head to Indiana to face the Pacers in the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament on Monday. The Bruins are back on the ice for a rivalry matchup in Toronto against the Maple Leafs tonight. This is the first of a back-to-back for the Bees. Puck drop is set for 7 o'clock. Final injury report has been released as the Patriots gear up to host the L.A. Chargers. Receivers Keyshawn Boutte and Mario Douglas have already been ruled out. To correspond, the team has elevated Malik Cunningham to the 53-man roster. 6 other Pats are listed as questionable, this being Chris Board, Ezekiel Elliott, Trent Brown, Riley Reef, Sidney So, and Dietrich Wise. Only one notable name for the Chargers, receiver Keenan Allen, is listed as questionable with a quadriceps injury. Pats and Chargers kick off from Gillette at 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. In college football last night, third-ranked Washington knocked off fifth-ranked Oregon in the Pac-12 championship 34-31, marking the last ever conference title game for the Pac-12. Huskies all but guarantee a spot in the college football playoff with an undefeated regular season at 13-0. Championship weekend continues today in college football, including the SEC championship between Georgia and Alabama, followed by the Big Ten title game with Michigan and Iowa. You can listen to both games streaming right here on 93.7 FM, WEEI, with coverage starting at 3:30 following KJ and Lions. I'm Joe Braverman, and that's what's trending on WEEI and WEEI.com. The last time these two Packers and Patriots have met was last year in 2022 when Mason Crosby kicked an overtime game winner to beat the Patriots at Lambeau 27-24. What I would like to know is, who was the Patriots' leading receiver in that game?
Interesting. I'm just gonna make a guess here.
I got no idea.
I'm trying to think about. I know who it wasn't.
The leading
Randy
receiver from Patriots Packers last season.
He's just guessing because I have no idea.
I'm making a guess
I should
just
remember
based
this.
on.
We do the frickin' post-game show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I should remember this.
It was a pretty notable game.
Do you remember? Well, I have issues.
Oh,
do you
don't
remember?
say. I think I do.
Not very strong stats, I will say.
I'm just going to
this
pull a
leading
Mego
receiver.
and stare at the
not
Twitch.
strong
Stop.
Not strong. Now
What
I'm changing.
the holy F?
Now
Wait,
I'm
what'd he say?
changing it. Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
The
about
leading
it.
receiver, but not very strong stats
right.
in that game.
5.
Oh, in that game.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, chill out there, Fitzy.
Pierre Strong?
All right.
He said strong stats. I thought that was one of those. Can I get my answer?
Yeah, here we go. Go
Everyone's
ahead.
got an answer? Okay, so last year the Patriots and Packers played to a 27-24 overtime loss. Who was the Patriots' leading receiver? Mego, who did you say?
I said Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker is incorrect. Fitzy, who did you say?
I also said Devontae Parker.
That is wrong.
'Cause he caught the touchdown.
He did score a touchdown. Andy?
I said Ramondre Stevenson.
That is incorrect as well. I was looking for Nelson Aguilar. Aguilar had 3 catches for 46 yards.
I don't remember that at all.
But yet, he was the leading receiver for the Patriots on that day, which was the birth of Bailey Zappi.
Ew, gross.
Good job, Urban Surf
Closed out,
401.
and that doesn't happen.
I would say, I think both are tough, but I think you have to look at the opponent. I understand what you're saying about home versus road and that kind of stuff, and we know both teams, Atlanta and Miami, that is, had to go through the play-in. They said, oh, they're going to sweep them and stuff like that. I kind of look at who they're playing. Like, we've seen the Celtics do this time and again this season, not have the focus, lose these big leads, and blow away games. Milwaukee, I feel, was the more complete team in terms of they didn't have games like this, and plus you have a finalist for MVP playing on the other side in Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I see Butler's as a little bit more impressive. Don't get me wrong, they're both great. But I feel like we have to focus more on the Celtics' collapse than Trae Young. Because, I mean, Trae Young had to do it without his backcourt mate with DeJounte Murray because he was suspended. And if you look outside of those two, they don't have a lot of offense outside of that. So I understand what you're saying about Trae Young, but I would lean towards Jimmy Butler just because, come on, it was 56 points. It's in the top 5 of most points in a playoff game in history. Like, you're up there with Michael Jordan and legendary ball players like that. So if you're asking me, Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah, it is kind of
I just noticed this. So Chad Ryland, his last name is Ryland, and he went to Maryland, and you end Maryland Ryland. That's very random.
That is, and you know what?
Joe Castiglione would eat that. You can stuff the cricket straight up your candy ass, Joe, because Joe Castiglione would eat that up. Name the last player
Andy,
whose last name also were the final letters of his college.
Shaz. Hey, can I also point, Andy? Can I also point this out? Do you know what his mom was probably referred to? Ma Ryland.
Oh, terrible.
Oh, everything you say is always gold, but my rim stingers, dad jokes, and punny observations are always the worst. Huh?
Keep your rim stinger to yourself, please.
Sting your rim, you son of a blank. 617